Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm going to bring all of you the Tokyo Ghoul manga chapter review like I promised. I promised you all yesterday I would bring you all a discussion / review on the latest chapter, chapter 83 of Tokyo Ghoul, because this chapter definitely needs it, and I definitely want to talk about a lot of different aspects and cover some major points about the recent chapter. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to be. It could possibly be 10 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 50 minutes. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I'm just saying right now, I have a lot I need to talk about and get off my chest. I've actually, when I went to sleep and took a little bit of a nap, I actually had a dream that I was already making a video on this. I'm not even fucking joking. I was honestly dreaming about me already making this video. I'm serious. I'm straight up serious. Now, you can say what you want about that. I mean, I guess that's a poor excuse for a dream, but yes, I had a dream about me already making this video. So, Tokyo Ghoul, chapter 83. My thoughts on it. There's just so much that this chapter does that it's unbelievable. It's very early in the morning, and I just, forgive me if I seem a little bit tired or look tired. It's literally 5:48 right now a.m. in the morning. Please forgive me, I just woke up like less than 20 or so minutes ago. Haven't even had my cup of coffee or anything. Actually, I haven't been drinking coffee. What I'm talking about. I haven't had my cup of tea. I haven't had anything this morning. So just forgive me on that if I look a little bit tired. I'm just saying I had to talk about this. Got to get it off my mind because I just got to get it out there. So, Tokyo Ghoul. This chapter, 83, is probably the game changer. It changes everything we know about the entirety of Tokyo Ghoul. It raises many questions, gives many answers, and also, everything we know was kind of a lie. Everything. It was a lie. But before I get into that, hold that thought. There's something I need to clarify that many of you were talking about in the comments on my live reaction, and so I feel like I need to kind of mention this and show the picture on screen for many of you can understand what I was talking about. So when I got to this part, I want to, talk about it. There was a part to where I was talking how Hide was being mentioned in the chapter, and many were saying, no, Chibi, you got that wrong. The translation note said it was Chikawashu. It has a completely different meaning, different kanji than, Hide and all that, and Nagi-Chika. And many didn't understand the entirety of what I was getting at, or understand the entirety of what this translation note was. So I want to explain it, and I want to show it on the screen. So, yeah, Marude, he's sitting here, he's thinking about what's happening, and how he's realizing how V and Washu are the same. He's like, what the hell, damn it? And he's like, so it was all a lie. Everything. And then you have it to where you see a flashback, you see Yoshitoki, you see where he says, my name is Chikawashu. He just changed his name from Chika to Yoshitoki. And then you see Marude, he's in a younger form of himself, and you see him right next to it, and you see in this dialogue bubble, it was just like you said, Nagi-Chika. Now, if you look underneath these panels, you see T/N, translation note, Chika here uses a different kanji than the Chika in Hide's name. So what this means is the translation note is for my name is Chika Washu. It's not meaning for Naga-Chika. It's not meaning anything for that. The translation note does not go to that bubble at all. It just goes to Chika Washu. So clarifying right now, Nagi-Chika is not Chika Washu. Two different people. Two different entire people mentioned in this panel right here. These two panels. It's just, the reason why I was mentioning Hide was because the reason why Marude even found out about the RC gates and how the detection of it was and how it was detecting Washu and stuff was thanks to Hide. So Hide knew all along something was off with the RC gates. So there you go. Clarified it. So take it as you will. Anyways. Hide. Hide has known. He knows so much. And this raises so many questions I need to talk about right now. Because, for one, even if these are two separate people, even though, as it says in the translation note, Chika uses a different kanji than the one Chika used in Hide's name, it's still very strange how we see two Chikas in the exact same page. It's still fucking strange. You cannot deny that. You cannot even begin to deny it. Even if the kanji is different, regardless. Having two similar having two characters having somewhat of a similar pronunciation with their name, strange as fuck. That is something Ishida is hinting at. We have seen way too much symbolism with Ishida for that not to have some form of meaning. Why would he go out of his way to reveal the name of Yoshitoki and call him Chika Washu, and then right after that, the panel literally right after that, he mentions Naga-Chika, which is Hide. Just no. Ashita doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't make similarities like that without that meaning something. So, take it as you will. Something is going on here with Hide and the Washus. There's many theories out there. I've discussed. I have the actual Hide video out. You can probably check it's in the playlist. I'm just saying right here, it's very strange how Ashita did that. It's really weird. But, main thing though to look at is that Hide, he knew about it. Like, let's go back to this dialogue. I gotta go back to the chapter of what, Marude was talking about. So, he pretty much pops up and starts saying, Yoshitoki, it's not that I believe everything in this stupid book, Eto's book, talking about how the Washus and me are connected, but this book makes the claim that the Washus are conspiring and cooperating with ghouls. This is incorrect. I investigated the Washu in my own way. I looked at your mills, all conduct, and whether there was anything out of place, I investigated everything. So, Marude pretty much said, I investigated everything about the Washus, all of that. I investigated everything to see if something was off, and everything I discovered, nothing was really wrong with any of your habits. Nothing really made it look like you guys were ghouls or anything like that. No, it didn't look like that at all. But then he continues on, nothing struck me as odd, except for one thing. I was tipped off that there was a special trick to the gate. So, what this means is that Marude is saying he was tipped off that something was going on with the RC gate, detecting ghouls, and that person was Hide. Now, here's the thing. The only way Hide could possibly know about this is if he knew about Kaneki, and we do know Hide knew about Kaneki all along. He knew about Kaneki's identity as like a half-ghoul. And so there's a possibility he knew that Kaneki walked in through an RC gate or something, or had suspicions. We know he's shown a very intelligent mind, Hide has. He might have known something and something was off with the RC gate, how Kaneki might not have set off the alarms or something, and so he looked into it, and he realized that something might be wrong. That's probably why he tipped off Marude, or unless Hide knows something we have no idea with. But whatever the case may be, he still tipped off Marude about the information, and that means he knew all along, before even anyone else, he knew about something was wrong with the gate. Now the main question is when did Hide tip off Marude about the gate? When was this done? That is the question right now. Think about that for a second. See, think about this. This is what he says. Nothing struck me as odd. That means after he read the book. Like, look at this real quick. He pulls out the book. He's like, Yoshitoki, it's not that I believe that everything in this stupid book. He's pretty much saying, I read the book and then I started investigating. That's the way he's making it imply. But then after that, he says he was tipped off by a person, which is Hide. So does this mean that this tip was a long time ago? And he just now decided to start investigating? Or did, Hide recently tell him this? And that would mean that Hide might be alive. Just throwing it out there. Whatever the case may be, something's going on here. Something is definitely strange about the events of this chapter when it comes to Marude and Hide's relationship, and also the information of whatever Hide knew about the RC gates. Very strange. Anyways, talking about the contents of the chapter, it's very, very straightforward. I think it's actually, there's symbolism throughout this entire chapter, don't get me wrong. I mean, especially when it comes to Arima and his final scenes in the chapter. I can dive into that and talk about that for a while, but I'm going to kind of hold back on that. The main thing is this chapter, Ishida wanted to give us more clarity, answers to where he wants to take the series. And I like that. I like seeing more of an open book Ishida than, always constantly nothing but having to guess every time. Now, I love that. I love that about Tokyo Ghoul. I love having to guess and figure out what's going to happen next. I absolutely love that about the series. But sometimes it's very awesome to see Ishida kind of being an open book and allowing us to see where he really wants the series to kind of be directed towards. And that's what we get. Ishida opens it up and allows us to see what is really going on. This is the answers chapter. That's exactly what it is. And we get a hell of a lot of answers and a hell of a lot of twists. And that would be the identity of Washus and V. Now, as I already discussed in my live reaction, we always assumed V was this political figure, this Illuminati figure that controlled everything. They dabbled in everything. They controlled the entirety of the world. They had their hands in everything. They made sure the world functioned like they see fit. They were probably people that were really wealthy. They could do anything they want, control politics and all that. And I've discussed many times in other videos about V, and so I'm not going to dive into the main reasons of what V is, but the main thing that got us was that we always assumed V was a separate entity from Washu. We found out Washus were working with V, but we had no idea Washus and V were one and the same. It was maybe possible, maybe one or two Washus could be with V, or maybe working with their organization, but we had no idea they were one and the same. And also, the Washus were ghouls. That's the main thing that really threw me off, because when I was thinking about different things, about how maybe Furuta was born, how he was kind of like a half-ghoul, and now we found out he was actually just a half-human, but then he took the, you know, the operation from the doctor, and that's why he got a Kagane, and, you know, V members don't know about it. It just raises so many questions, and it answers so much, too. But the main thing is that we always assumed that the Washus were the humans. The Washus impregnated some female ghouls, and then they made the half-breeds, which, like Furuta or something, and, you know, people from the Sunlit Garden. That's what we always assumed. That's what we thought. But little did we know, we were completely wrong with that, and ghouls were actually the ones. The ghouls were the Washus, and the regular humans were, you know, just human women. It's just completely fucked. You're like, holy shit, when you take a moment to figure that out. But another thing that really makes me question right now is Rize's entire involvement in the series. See, this is the strangest part about all of this. As we know, anyone that was in the Sunlit Garden was half-humans, failed experiments. Arma is a failed experiment. Holy shit. Just hypothetically, just imagine if Arma was a, you know, a successful experiment. Holy fuck. Just holy fuck. So, I mean, Arma's already OP enough. Imagine if he was successful. So, yeah, just crazy. Anyways, Arima was a, you know, a failed experiment. Everyone in the Sunlit Garden is a failed experiment. They're aging rapidly. They're half-humans. They're not really ghouls. And it throws you for a loop, like, what is Rize then? So, we know Furuta and Rize, they were connected in some way. We know this. And we know they have a complicated history or somewhat. And it's strange, because that made us believe that Rize was like one of them that were getting bred. For instance, she was being kind of, you know, screwed, having sex with, for more ghouls can be born. Half ghouls. That's what we all assumed that Rize was going to be used for. But apparently not. So what is Rize? She's a full ghoul. Well, she has 2 Kakugans. Well, we know that. She's a full ghoul. She's a binge eater. She eats a lot of humans. So what is she? What the fuck is Rize? If she was raised in the Sunlit Garden at a young age, what is she? The only thing I can assume is if she... I don't know. Honestly, I'm at a loss right now. Unless she was brought in as a full ghoul to make more full ghouls, I have no idea. But here's the biggest part about Rize that it raises many questions, is Rize, she has been the most successful ghoul to be experimented on. See, she has had her Kakuho transplanted into many other ghouls, or half-humans. Furuta was a half-human, a failed experiment that got Rize's Kakuho implanted in him, got the surgery, and now he's fine. It was completely a success. Kaneki, RMC, got the surgery as well. He's fine. It's just so strange here. What does this mean with Rize? Why is Rize so different? And why is she different from the Sunlit Garden? Anyways, another thing, too, to look into is that Kaneki. Kaneki brings up a lot of suspicion as well. I even hypothetically mentioned this in my video. I mean, there is a possibility. We can't throw this out entirely. I mean, there is a 0.001% chance. Even if it's that low, there is still a chance, a potential chance, that Kaneki could possibly be a half-human. Because we now found out that there is a possibility that there can be humans wandering around with extra physical abilities and be completely unaware that they might have had a ghoul parent. Completely unaware. Look, Kaneki is losing eyesight. He's losing eyesight. He is losing motherfucking eyesight. Just think about that. In Tokyo Ghoul Re, we've already been shown examples that Kaneki is losing his vision, why he wears glasses and stuff. We've already seen this. Already. And we all assumed it was because of what Arima did to Kaneki, stabbing him in the eyes and all that, and that probably ruined his vision, which that's still a possibility. But what if Kaneki was a half-human and he was rapidly aging? Going blind. Think about that. enough of that, though. Enough of the hypothetical. Let me get back into some of the other content. So, Washu's RV. What does this mean? What does this mean for the journey of Tokyo Ghoul? Well, everything we know was a lie. That's the best way to summarize it. Everything we know about CCG was a lie. It was founded by ghouls to destroy ghouls. And it's kind of ironic when you take a moment to how all of this has kind of been in front of our face since the very beginning, and Ishida's hinted at it. And I even questioned this a very long time ago. I remember, I think it was in my anime review. So yeah, I know it's disgusting to talk about the anime, especially when I'm talking about a manga of Tokyo Ghoul. But I think in the anime, when I first got into the series, I mentioned how strange it was how ghouls, their cognates were kind of changed and they could, you know, combat other ghouls. Like, it was weird how some ghouls were stronger than other ghouls and vice versa. Like, some ghouls, like, you know, cognates could overcome this set of ghouls, but this set of ghouls couldn't overcome this set of ghouls, but they could overcome this set of ghouls. It was just really weird how ghouls were made, or how they were kind of designed. It was just really weird how ghouls were kind of meant to battle each other. It was very strange. It was like they were meant to have territories and fight each other and have disputes. And that's kind of what this is. It's been in front of our face the entire time. It's like Ishida laid it out for us already, but then he's like, here you go. Here you go for people that didn't understand. Just CCG is a ghoul family that decided to kind of gain a lot more territory than other ghouls, and they now control everything for themselves, and they wanted everything. It's kind of like how we had it to where Nishiki, he was talking to Kaneki at the beginning of the series. He's like, you're in my territory and all that. You're in my territory. Get the fuck out, pretty much. And he was saying that to Kaneki. That's kind of what's going on here. Washus, they own the entirety of the world almost. The world's the birdcage. It's their territory. You're walking on their territory, they're gonna fucking kill you. That's what they're doing. So, it's strange how Ishida has had this on the table kind of since the beginning. It's just, holy hell. Okay, so besides that, however, this means that all humans that have died in this series, all humans and all ghouls, they have died thanks to ghouls. And all humans that have died, they've died for pointless causes. Motto, his death, and what he believed in, and also what Almond believes in, too, and that's probably why he didn't come back to CCG, because he found out the truth. But Motto, it's very tragic when you take a moment to think about his life, and how, you know, everyone died around it, like how his family died and stuff, and you think about that, and then realize how he died. It's so tragic, because he died for nothing. Like, I mean, he died for people, and he worked for an organization that wasn't just to begin with. And even then, also, how the prison is done. How the ghoul prison is done as well. It's fucked up how that was made by ghouls itself. And also, just seeing how all these other people, like, you know, Urei's family, how, you know, some of his family was killed, and then other people, and then how, you know, the children, human children being brought in to be for CCG, work for CCG. That's so fucked up beyond belief. I mean, think about this. Children that had their family eaten by ghouls, they had their fucking family devoured by ghouls, and when they were brought in by CCG, they were just brought in by more ghouls to be a part of their family. And it's just like, what? Yeah, so everything, the entire foundation of the world is corrupt, which you kind of already knew, but it now just clarifies that everything is so fucked. Humans are not the powerful. They're nowhere near the powerful. They're not the strong. Ghouls control the entirety of the world. Humans do not. They don't control jack shit in the series. Ghouls rule. And it's thanks to ghouls why the ghouls are in such bad situation. Why they can't walk on the street and be with a family. Oh my god. And then on top of that, Matsuri Washu, he forced Urei to eat human fucking meat. He forced humans to eat, he forced Urei to eat human fucking meat. What does this say about Matsuri's wife, then? Is she a human? Is she not? I'm just like... Yeah. And then also now knowing that half humans have a shorter lifespan, that would mean that Furuta is also, he probably is reaching that limit as well. He's probably reaching that limit of a, death's door. But we have no idea. Maybe getting, Dr. Kano's surgery could have helped him out in some way. Now he's become an official half-ghoul. Who knows? Still, raises a lot of questions on that regard. Even further than that, I mean, we gotta think about the Hide situation. Just how much did Hide really know and figure out before he probably died, or if he is still alive. And then now clowns, too, their entire role in the series has just completely changed. Clowns are actually, I hate to say it, they're the good guys. The clowns are the good guys in the series in a way. I mean, they're fucking crazy, but yeah, that's what this means. That's what this chapter means. It flips everything we know about the series on top of its head. I mean, we knew Washus and CCG weren't the best. They were kind of corrupt. Just now, knowing this, you gotta ask, like, why? I mean, is it because they wanted to become humans? I mean, Aramis says that the reason why they might be doing this is because they wanted to become human. Maybe. He might be remembering this because of what happened with Lantern a long time ago. And, Tokyo Ghoul, Jack. That might be the reason why he said that. It's probably because what his friend said, and why he probably said that. Maybe because he has been killing ghouls for so long, he might think that ghouls just want to be human and live a normal life. Maybe that's why he said that, but that might not be the reason why Washus are doing what they're doing. I believe Washus have a bigger reason. I don't think Ishida's going to stop at something as simple as they want to become human. I personally believe that's beneath Ishida. I do. I really think that's beneath Ishida's writing skills and the potential he has here with the story. There's so many paths he could take. I just feel like it would be a waste of Ishida's writing potential if he just left it at they wanted to become humans. I just really do. So, what does the Washus want? Do they just want to control the world? Do they just want to watch the world burn? Maybe. That's a possibility. But I believe there's more to it than that. I mentioned it before. ROS. ROS disease. What if the ghouls were trying to combat ROS in some way? Maybe Washus are trying to do that. Maybe there's another reason here. What if they were trying to fight ROS disease or something, and that's why they're trying to make half humans, half ghouls or something? Like, what if they're trying to do that? Maybe. But it still doesn't answer a whole lot of questions. I mean, why would they go so far to destroy so much? Burn so many bridges, kill so many people? Why would they do that? Even if they were trying to cure ROS. I mean, what are they trying to accomplish? And I just hope it's not something as they just wanted to become human. I hope it's something more than that. I really do. And I believe Ishida has more than that. There's something else out there. And like I said, Furuta's entire goal of super peace. Yeah. This is why I love Tokyo Ghoul. Just, you get chapters like this that really just change the entire ball game. And you're like, fuck, I don't know what to think anymore. You think you finally have everything about the series, you understand stuff, and then Ishida just rips the rug out from underneath you, and you're like, fuck! You're just slipping on the floor, you're like, I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. That's kind of what this is. Okay, so, enough of that. I think I kind of got the point across of how Washus and V being the same person, how just much that changes, and how it changes the entire society, and how we view it, how humans are not in power at all, ghouls control everything, what is the Washus really after? Marude most likely is the person to die because Special Investigator death. It's around the same time as Urei entering the cave. Marude's pretty much dead as fuck. It's already confirmed. Oh yeah, one thing I want to point out before I end the entire stuff with the Washus. A couple of Chibis pointed out in the comments that Yoshitoki, he actually had a V in his eyes. In his Kakugan, he had a V. Yeah, he has a V for one of his pupils. Or in both pupils, he has a V. So, it's strange because, Washus are V pupils. It might be just a symbolism from Ishida, but who the hell knows? It's very strange how their pupils look like a V. Just wanted to point that out. Many Chibits mentioned this. I didn't find this out. It was thanks to Chibits pointing this out. Wanted to clarify on that. So, besides that, let's talk about the saddest part about this chapter, which I need to get to it, and it saddens me. I just been avoiding talking about this because it really is a sad topic, but like I said, I gotta dive into it. Arima. Arima's final time in the series. It confirms a lot. It doesn't answer everything, and I like the closure. I like the closure Ishida does with this. I will compliment Ishida on one thing. He gave enough information where we can kind of understand Arima, but he didn't give enough to where we can understand the clear picture of the entirety of his character. And as I said in my Who Was Arima, I said he's a character wrapped in mystery, and I think I like his character not being a complete open book. I like him being someone that you can kind of just guess at what he really thinks, what he truly wanted. You're left thinking about that, and I love that about Arima's character. He's a blank piece of paper that you can just dye in any color, and we get a little bit of color. The final words, the final lines from Arima, we get a lot of color. We get to find out kind of what he thinks, but not everything. And I feel like this is the saddest moment. It's like Aramis finally opening up and saying what he wants to say, leaving his testament behind before he finally disappears. Now, Arima goes on to say to Kaneki, I want you to be the one to kill me. You, Kaneki-kin. And because of this, he wants everyone to know that Kaneki was the one to kill him. It's a very sad moment when you take a moment to think about this. What Arima's pretty much putting on Kaneki. He's putting this weight on Kaneki, telling him, I want you to be the one that killed me. I want everyone to know about this. And you gotta love this moment when Kaneki says, yes, I will do exactly what, as you say, what you wish for. And he carries it on. And Arima cries. So sad, because it's like a father saying farewell to his son. Still gets me emotional just looking at it. As we always known, I've shown this in my discussion video about Arima. I did it in my music video about Arima. I've talked about it. Arima is a father figure to Kaneki, and this is like Kaneki's losing his father. He is losing the very person that he looked up to as a parent, and he's saying his goodbyes. It's a tragedy, and it's sad. At the very least, you got to say some final words and have a little bit of closure with Arima. And the saddest thing is this panel, when he says, I understand. He's like, thank you. I've always hated it. Many can interpret this page as any way they want. But the best way to interpret it is Arima finally letting life fly. Fly out the window, or birdcage in a sense, or just letting life move on without halting it, without stopping it, without putting it out and killing it. Arima, he let Kaneki go. Kaneki is that bug. Arima is the man that constantly decided to halt, but finally decided to let it go. It's very symbolic. It's a symbolic way for Arima to go out. And this hints at his true personality. I talked about this in Who Was Arima, and I said maybe throughout his entire journey, Arima realized all the horrors, all the evil things that he's probably committed, everything he has done. He truly knows all the terror he's caused, and he might not have realized at the beginning, but eventually he came to realize what he truly was doing. And we finally get an emotion that he felt. He said he hated what he did. He hated putting an end to so many. He hated it. So he was living a life of stress. Even if his hair didn't go white thanks to stress, and it was thanks to his old age, him rapidly aging, he still experienced a lot of grief, a lot of headache, a lot of stress, and a lot of sadness because of what he had to do, being a monster. It's sad because now we know and how he wanted to die. And when that final words, we see these final words of how the one who wished for death more than anyone else was the Grim Reaper himself, Kaneki realized the irony in this entire fight. Kaneki realized what his parent, his father, tried to leave behind. Kaneki, in my way I see this final part of this chapter, is Kaneki is Arima's blank testament. That's exactly what this is. See, as I've already mentioned, there's a testament that's written after every major operation. There's a testament that's written, and, you know, that's what every CCG officer has to write, and it's like a will. Aramis never written in it. It's always been blank. He always thinks about it, but he's never written in it. He's never had anything to say. And even if he doesn't write in a testament, if he didn't write in a testament, his testament is Kaneki. That is what Arima left behind. He left behind Kaneki as his final will, his final testament, to continue on living and to change this broken and corrupt world. That was Arima's gift and his final legacy, I think, to Kaneki, when he let him go. And also, he tried to teach him how to continue to live. It's ironic, really. You remember the words that were said to Kaneki, and I even mentioned multiple times in my reviews and videos and live reactions? You must learn to protect yourself before you can protect others. Arima didn't really protect himself in the very end. He died to protect others instead of himself. It's sad, really, how much those words really mean when you think about it. He protected someone else before he protected his own self. And see, he's always, in a way, protected himself. If you kind of try to look deeper into it, it might not be the exact meaning here, but in a way, Arima was always killing ghouls and all that, destroying many families and many lives. And it's like he was protecting himself instead of protecting others first. But now he decided to cast that aside and say, I'm going to protect you, Kaneki, instead of protecting myself. And he let him go. It's a way to look at it. But anyways, Arima was going to die soon, as he said. He was destined to die very soon because of, you know, his rapid aging. He was on death's door, regardless if he died or not. I guess he'd just rather have one final go to leave one thing behind before he died, and that was Kaneki. So I guess, in a way, it's not a bad death. I guess he did die in style. I guess he got what he wanted, now that I think about it. The entire meaning of die in style wasn't just for Kaneki in this arc, it was actually just for Arima. Arima died in style. He completely turned the entire series of TG upside down. We now know about Washus and V. Everything is revealed about, like, kind of Sunlit Garden. Kaneki now knows and carries the will to live on and continue to be free and break this world, this birdcage. Arima left behind something very nice. So yeah, it's a sad conclusion, and I think to top all this off is the final panel when Arima's lifeless body, he becomes lifeless. And you see in the left corner, Kaneki looks up and he screams in the sky. And if you look closely, if you zoom in or look at it, you will see a tear coming down his eye. Sad. So yeah, Tokyo Ghoul Chapter 83. It wasn't exactly like I normally do my videos, please forgive me on that. I went all over the place with this video, but it's early in the morning, forgive me on that. It's more of a rambling / review, forgive me on that. This chapter was something of a game changer. Changes everything we know. Rize, Furuta, half ghouls, half humans. Kaneki, Arima, Washus V. It changes everything, so. I'm done. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul? How do you feel about what Kaneki had to do and what he will have to carry with him? How do you feel about Arima's burden? How he had to carry all that weight of how he hated killing? How do you feel about that? Finding out more about his psyche, of how he truly disliked what he did and was forced pretty much to do that. How do you feel? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.